My name is Hamid Augab. I'm an IT strategist and educator with Learning Tree. I'm also an author in the areas of program, project management, business analysis, as well as Agile. And you can connect with me through LinkedIn. Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how to use forward passes, backward passes to calculate the critical path, as well as the slack or a float for a project task and project network. Critical path was defined in a previous video. So if we have like a network diagram that looks like what we have right here, simple network composed of 4 tasks and a start and a finish, and networked this way. If we take any one of these tasks, for example, task X right here, with the duration, those numbers represent duration, and those durations can be expressed in hours or weeks or days or months or whatever you want. If we take each one of these tasks and then go ahead and do what we call a forward pass and calculate the earliest time we can start that task, earliest start, and then the earliest finish, which is really the earliest finish is basically the earliest start plus this duration right here. Okay, but we cannot do it just mathematically. We have to do plus duration minus 1 because we are using that first day also to do the work. And then we go ahead and do a backward pass and calculate the latest finish and then latest start, and again the latest start now equals latest finish minus this duration plus 1 again. Okay, we do -1, we go forward, +1, we come back backward. Now, once we do this work, we're going to take a look at any tasks and compare this value to this value, the EF and the LF. And if those values are the same, which means the difference is 0, then this value, the ES and the LS, are going to have also the same difference, which is 0. That task then becomes a critical task, and it has a slack equals float equals that value, which is 0, which we put right here. If, on the other hand, there is a difference between these two values, that task is going to have the same difference between these two values. Otherwise, we made a mistake in our calculations, and that task is not a critical path, and it's going to have a slack equals float equals that difference. So let's see how we can apply this to our example right here. We're going to first start doing a forward pass going this way. And we're saying if we start, by the way, the start and the finish are both milestones, therefore they have 0 duration. They don't take any time to be done. So if we start this task on day 1 at 8 o'clock, I'm going to finish it on day 1 at 8 o'clock. This one is going to be to go to this task right here, and I still did not use day 1. It's still available for me. Therefore, I can start task A on day 1 in the morning at 8 o'clock. And because it takes me 3 days to finish, if I work on day 1, day 2, day 3, I will be done by the end of day 3. And that's why I told you it's really 1 plus 3, that's 4 minus 1, that's why it's 3. Now this 3 is going to go this way to this task as well as this way to this task. But that value of 3 is actually that day is consumed by task A. Therefore, the next available day for me is day 4 in the project. That's why I'm going to start on task B as well as task C on day 4. On task B, then it's 4 plus 5 is 9 minus 1. I would be done at the end of day 8. And then on task C, it's 4 plus 7, that's 11 minus 1. I will be done on day 10, at the end of day 10. Now again, I have 10 coming in this way, and then I have 8 coming in this way. One would like to think that the earliest time is day 8, but it's not true because task D needs both of the output from B and C to be present in order to start working on task D. That's why the earliest I'm going to have both of these output present is going to be day 10. But again, day 10 is taken by task C. It's not available for me. So the next available day is the 11th day of the project. And since it takes 2 days, it's 11 plus 2 is 13, minus 1 is 12, which means I'm going to be done on day 12. If I go this way now, this 12 comes in here, it's 12 at 5 o'clock. I look at the finish tells me it takes 0 time, therefore I can still start it on the 12th day at 5 o'clock and finish it on the 12th day at 5 o'clock, and this is what we call the critical path duration. Let's do the backward path going this way now. Okay, and we're saying that in order to finish this task on day 12, when is the latest time I can start it and still be done on day 12? Well, that can be day 12 because it takes 0 days. And then this 12 comes in here. So 12 is going to go in here, okay, because it's still available for me. Now 12 minus 2 is 10, plus 1 is what? 11. That's why 11 is the latest time I can start D and still be done on day 12 because it takes me 2 days, the 11th day and the 12th day. Now that 11 is going to go this way and this way. But remember, the 11th day is consumed by task D. That means it becomes day 10. That's why I put day 10 here and day 10 here. On task C now, it's 10 minus 7 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And on task B, it's 10 minus 5, which is 5 plus 1 equals what? 6. Now this 6 is going to come this way, and this 4 is going to come this way. Now when we go backward, the smallest number wins, which means it's the 4, but the 4 is consumed by C, becomes 3. 3 minus 3 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Then this one comes in here, and then 1 minus 0 is 1. As you can see now, look at this. I have actually, what do I have? I have 3 and 3 here. They're the same. And 1 and 1 is the same, or 3 minus 3 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Therefore, slack equals 0 here. Same thing for task C. 10 minus 10 is 0, or 4 minus 4 is 0. So that's the slack. Task D, same thing. 12 minus 12, or 11 minus 11, 0. What do I call this? I call these tasks, actually these tasks are become what? Critical tasks. And that's why I'm going to go in and say this is a critical task, and so is this one, and so is this one. And my critical path now starts this way, comes this way, and goes this way, and then goes all the way to the end. That's my critical path. Now, on task B, look at this. 10 minus 8 is 2. Same as 6 minus 4 is 2. So this guy has a slack or a float of 2 days, and it's a non-critical task. And we talked about what does slack or float mean in another video. Now, you can use the same concept to a much more complicated network. I'm just going to show you very quickly how that happens. Let's try to do the forward and backward pass on a more complicated case. So we're going to go and do a forward pass this way, as we talked about earlier, this way, and calculate the earliest start. Remember, this is the task X with some kind of duration. We're going to try the earliest, calculate the earliest start, and then earliest finish, which is the earliest start plus duration. And then when we come back, we're going to try to calculate the latest finish, and then latest start, which is latest finish minus duration. and then we are going to calculate a value right here, which is going to be the slack or the float. And when this value equal to 0, then that task is a critical task. That value again is the difference between EF and LF, or between ES and LS. So let's go back and do that. So if we start here on day 1, so this is taking us 0, so it's still day 1, 8 o'clock. The day is still available to us, so when we go to these tasks A and B, we're still gonna start on day 1, okay, in the morning. On task A, it's going to be 2 days, so we're gonna be done work the entire day 1 and day 2. We're gonna be done at the end of day 2. On task B, we're gonna be done at the end of day 3, and then going forward from A, that 2 goes to task C as well as task D. But the 2 is consumed now, it becomes day 3. So we can start here on day 3 and here on day 3. Same thing, from B, task B, we go to E and H. And we go with that 3, but the 3 is consumed. So it becomes 4 here and 4 here. Why don't we stop the video right here and go back, stop the video, go and finish up this entire network yourself, and then you can come back and check your solution. And here is the solution. It should look like this. And as you can see, the red tasks are the critical tasks because they only have, basically, they're the ones where the difference between this value and this value, this one and this one, is 0. So I have 0 slack there. Same thing here, 12, 12, 8, 8, so 0 here, 7, 7, 3, 3, 0 here, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0 here. Those are the critical tasks. All the other ones have some slack or float, which is the difference between basically this 4 and 3, or 12 and 11, and so on and so forth. Hope you enjoyed this, and hope to see you soon in one of our videos. Goodbye.